welcome to the computer class. Today we are going to start chapter 5, user-defined methods. The objectives of my today's topic are: you will learn what is a method, need or advantages of methods, method definition, method parameters, and invoking methods. Before starting with the key terms, let us understand what a method is. Students, in your program, you use main method, where you write the set of instructions to be executed. Like in example, I wrote system.out.println. It's an example. So this full public static void main string asks, this bracket, then system.out.println, it's an example, then bracket close. This full is a method. So a method is a set of instructions that can be called anywhere in the program. A method has two parts, method header and method body. So students, what is a method? A named code of block within a class. It executes a defined set of instructions when called from another part of the program. Methods are of two types, system-defined methods and user-defined methods. System-defined methods, the methods defined by the developers of Java. Example, math.sqrt, math.cbrt. Now sqrt, whenever you call this method sqrt, it calculates the square root of a number. You need not to perform any calculation. So it is a system-defined method. Next is user-defined methods. The methods defined by the user, means the methods that you can create by your own. It can have any name like sum, cube, display, etc. Next is method signature. A method name along with the list of parameters used in the method prototype. It is known as method signature. We will discuss method signature in detail in the coming slide. Next topic is need or advantages of method. Students, please open your book at page number 86. Now, method provides the means to avoid duplication of code and helps in code reusability. Reusability means we can use the same code again and again in a program. For example, if I want to calculate the sum of two numbers, so I have to write sum is equals to a plus b. If again I want to add two numbers, then again I have to define the sum is equals to a plus b. So instead of writing the same statements again and again, we can use a method. We can write a set of instructions in the method and call the method by name. Number 2, they help in dividing the complex program into manageable code blocks. Means we can divide our large program into the smaller modules. Number 3, they help us in understanding the flow of a program. Number 4, they make debugging of the code easier. Debugging means to detect and remove the errors in a program. Our next topic is method definition. In this example, I have taken a method display, public static void display. This is method header and this brace, then system.out.println, it's an example, and this brace. This full is a method body. So a method definition can be divided into two main parts, the method header, the method body. Method header is also known as method prototype. Now in this method, public void hello message. These are the two brackets. Now here public is a modifier, or you can say a specifier. Void is a return type. Hello message is the method name. And in this bracket we have not written anything, so there are no parameters. Parameters means list of arguments that we pass to the function. And this is the method body in which we write the statements to be executed. So we are going to discuss in detail the method header or method prototype. The method header or method prototype includes number 1, access specifier. A prototype begins with an access specifier or access modifier, which can be public, private, protected or default. These determine the type of access to the methods. These specify that if elements outside the class can use this method. Like public, if we write public as an access specifier, it is used by all the classes. Number 2, return type. The type of data returned by a method is the valid Java data type. It can be integer, it can be long, float, double, char, boolean. If method does not return a value, then it must return void type. Void type means it will return nothing to the method. Number 3 is method name. It can be any valid Java identifier. Means we can give any name to our method. It specifies the purpose of the methods. Suppose we want to add two numbers, so I can write the method add or sum. If I want to find the cube of a number, I can write the name of the method as cube. Number 4, parameter list. A sequence of data type and identifier pairs separated by comma. Suppose I want to find the sum of two numbers. So in bracket I can write int a comma int b. Students, you can also recall that when you write public static void main, in the main method you pass int a comma int b. That two are the parameters. It is also called parameters or arguments. Must use empty round brackets even if the parameter list is empty. We should use round brackets after the method name. And the second part is the method body. The method body includes the statements that describes the task to be performed. Now, let us understand the various parts of methods with some examples. First example, here public void hello message brackets, then parenthesis system.out.println hello Java programmer, then parenthesis close. Now here method prototype is public void hello message. Method signature is name of the message with the parameter list. So it is hello message. Return type is void and parameter list is empty. So this is our first example. Next example is public int find cube int x. Then in brackets int result equals to x multiply x multiply x, return result. So here public is a modifier, int is a return type, find cube is method name, int x is the parameter list. So method prototype is public int find cube int x, complete first line. Method signature is find cube, name of the method int x, parameter list. Return type is int, and in parameter list we are having one parameter, that is int x. So this is the second way by which you can define a method. Our next example is public int find max int x comma int y. Then in parenthesis int max equals to x less than y question mark x colon y. These are ternary operators. Return max. Now here method prototype is public int find max int x comma int y. Method signature is find max int x comma int y. Return type is int, and in the parameter list we are having two parameters int x comma int y. So students, parameters provides the mechanism for passing the information to the method. These parameters are used in this method. Students, come to page number 89. Our next topic is invoking methods. Invoking means calling. By defining a method in a class, all you are doing is telling the computer that the method exists with some functionality, means it has some purpose. The method does not actually get executed until it is invoked. Invoked means called. Students, as you run a normal program in which you write main, then you have to compile the program and right click on it and then click on void main. That is, you are calling the main method. Similarly, whenever you make any user defined method, you have to invoke it for its execution. The method can be invoked or called or executed by specifying its name followed by the parameters being sent enclosed in the round brackets. For example, the findQ method defined earlier could be invoked using the following call statement: find cube num. Students, let us understand it with the help of program 5.1. Here, public class compute cube demo. This is your class name. Then inside the class, you are going to create a method. We have created a method public int find cube int x int result equals to x into x into x, return result. Why return statement is used? Because we have specified the data type int. Then again second method we have made public void compute cube. In this, int num equals to 5, int my result. Now my result equals to find cube num. This find cube num is a method and this is this method. So it will go back to this method int find cube. Compiler will come here. Now here it will enter into this code and calculate the result. Result is x into x into x. Now students, here it is num. So find cube num. One parameter is there, that is num. Here also one parameter is there, that is int x. So num value is 5. So what will be the value of x? Value of x will become 5. Now after calculating return result, 5 into 5 into 5 is 125. Now this return will come back over here and my result, this variable will store the value 125. Then system.out.println cube of number is my result, and what is my result? That is 125. In this way we can invoke a method. This is method invoking or method calling. Note that function name or method name must be same. Number 2, parameters used inside the function must be same. It means if one parameter is there, here also there should be one parameter having the same return type. Here it is int. Num is also declared as int. Now let's do it with the help of a Blue program. Here I am going to create a class name compute. Then here I will create two methods. First of all, I will write down public class, and then what is the name of a class? Compute. Then I will write the method name. Let's suppose I want to calculate sum. Public int sum. Now for calculating the sum, I need two variables, int a comma int b. Then inside it, I will write down int c is equals to a plus b. Then as here I have used the data type int, so I will return the result. Return c, semicolon, enter, then bracket close. This full is our method. And what is the name of our method? Sum. And what are the two parameters? Int a, int b. Int c stores the value, and return c means answer will return in c variable. Now after this, I will call this method. But students, now how to call? For example, now I am going to create another method, public void call. It can be any method, and I am not declaring any parameter listing over here. Then bracket, then I will give the value of two variables. Let's suppose int c is equals to 5, int d is equals to 10. These are the two values that I have given. Then in one more variable, I will store my result. Let it be stored. Int store is equals to, now what is the name of a method? Sum, in which I have passed two variables a comma b. So here I will write down c comma d, and then I will close my bracket. Then after this, I will write down system dot out dot print ln, and in which I will write down store, the name of the variable in which I have called my function, and at the end I will close my program. So in this way I have created my program, and I will compile it. Compile, no syntax error. Now students, how to run this program? I will minimize it, right click over here and create an object icon. Why? Because I haven't written main method. So new compute, let it be compute1. Okay, this is an object icon. I will right click on it and I will click on call. So my answer is 15. So this is the program to find the sum of two numbers. Why I have called this method call over here? Because in call I have written sum method. So we have done today how to invoke the methods in BlueJ. Syntax of method definition is assess modifier like public, type means int, then method name like sum, then parameter list like int a comma int b, and then method body. So this is the syntax of method definition. So students, do practice the related programs on BlueJ. Thank you.